Well, here we go. Hi, Richard. How are you?
Hey, Colin Dunlap, how are you?
Um, Indecisive about these Steelers. I can't call it. I can't figure it out. I'd love to have a real firm grasp, and I don't know if I do.
I don't think anybody does. I don't even think Mike does. We can talk about that. But I got to tell you, I'm so excited because we bring back, which I think you are the most knowledgeable sports guy. You take your time, but you're not doing sports anymore, and you've graduated to a different level. But it's so exciting for me to come back and steal you for a brief moment of time to do these every week. And
Yeah.
pull you back into sports. Like the Godfather says, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Right, right.
And so I have you, and I'm fortunate because nobody else does. So you're confused about what the Steelers are.
Well, I'll say this. No one on the defense is playing up to capability, or maybe we overestimated how good they are. There's like not one player that's playing above average.
Well, let me because I'm going to go to this at some point, but maybe sooner than later. I always say, if the student didn't learn, the teacher didn't teach, and I'm wondering if it's the student, the teacher, or some combination thereof. They certainly, their record doesn't do a thing for me. It doesn't excite me because I know where we were last year, and I know we went into a free fall. And the reason we went into a free fall was our quarterback, of course, but our complete inability to stop the run.
Yes.
They gashed us.
Yes.
I mean, everybody, they just gashed us. And of course that becomes great film for them to prepare against us. I don't understand why we're having the problem. I don't understand. I don't know if it's a personnel issue. Cam Hayward seems to be playing his butt off, but he's in the middle. Derek Harmon, I mean, is he playing well? I don't know. Is it just Cam Hayward and our number one pick that are solid on that line and everybody else might not be?
Yes, I think there's that. There's not a level of continuity. It feels like they'll make a big splash play or decent play here, and then it'll be 4 or 5 plays where they're on their heels, and then they'll make one play. They never seem to, okay, I guess is the best way to put it. They don't play defense offensively. When we've seen the great or even very good,
they play not to lose.
Yeah, they play on their heels a whole lot.
Yes,
when we saw very good Steelers teams, the offense was who was playing on their heels and who was reacting. The Steelers defense is very reactionary.
Well, it's almost, to me, because when I watch is, okay, they kill us. Our secondary, I mean,
bad. Yeah, bad.
And so they torch us with the passes, with 2 of the best receivers in the game. Okay, no excuse. So they torch us. Well, guess what? Then we start bringing help. Now we're going to shore the secondary up, and we leave the running game wide open. And then so it's almost like the coaching against us has been better than the coaching for us.
I think that kind of the book is out in that you can't let Cam Hayward beat you. Watt is going to make his couple plays a game, and you just have to insulate yourself from not letting him take over the game. And if you can beat their second and third level, then that's where the hay is made against the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's just that simple. If you can roll the pocket a little bit, a lot of times away from Watt, and throw over the top of people's heads, you got something.
Yeah. I mean, but I guess I still go back to, I would look, I hate to be negative when the Pittsburgh Steelers comes up, but the facts are the facts. And I just don't know. I don't know that I have confidence in the defensive coordinator. I don't know that I do. And I'm not seeing any reason that I should have confidence in him.
Well, yeah, okay, take the Bengals game. Even if they won at the very end, okay, they still gave up a boatload of points.
They did.
That's in the biggest games they play. they still give up a boatload of points.
Yeah.
That's what's problematic.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot of layers to this. There's a lot of reasons the secondary got torched. There's a lot of reasons that the running game crushed us, and it's we go over here and then they ring the bell and then we go over here and then we go back over here, and I don't think we need to have consistency and a solid plan, and we need to worry about what we do, not what somebody else is doing, and what's our strengths, what should we be focused on. I don't know. Then I go back to, okay, so Mike's a pretty stable guy, he's solid, he's not going to make a coaching change.
No.
And so part of that is, I get that. Not sure I agree with it, but I get it, because if it happens again, the next day he's done. I would honestly, it would be like Matt Canada coming back, and you know how long we suffered through him.
Correct. Too long.
But I do understand it would be very disruptive right now. They want the season. They want to get into the playoffs. They want to win the division, right? And so if you made that coaching change on your defensive coordinator, it would be disruptive. And I don't know if that would be a good disruption or not.
They won't. They'll keep the same personnel. They may change the way who makes calls and who doesn't. I think that'll happen before any coaching change. You make such a great point. They had to do what they had to do with Matt Canada, but under Tomlin, they'll never do it again with any coordinator. As long as Mike Tomlin's employed, they'll never fire a coordinator in season again.
I disagree.
You think they might? Tell me why.
I think they might, because I think, and I'm looking at this and I'm seeing, first of all, Aaron Rodgers, like he said, he's not on the backside. He's on the teeing off on the 18th hole.
Correct.
And so we have limited time with Aaron. Who knows next year? So we have limited time with Aaron. I think Mike is showing signs of losing patience. And I think he's got the components to win. And I think he knows that, of course. He's got the personnel. And if it's not the personnel, what is it? And so, and maybe it's changing the green dot. I don't know. But I don't think I think Mr. Tomlin will do whatever it takes. And if it includes that, then he will do that this year.
I don't know if he would get rid of Terrell Austin, though. That's the guy, though, because that's become his guy.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm only looking at the sheets. I'm watching the games as a fan, and I don't see it.
The other part, too, is, do we really know, and I don't know if anybody does, the chain of command, chain of communication in game on the defensive side of the ball, and how much is Mike Tomlin actually calling plays and calling schemes? That's the other part, too. We like to lay the blame at the feet of the coordinator. This is a head coach who's schooled on the defensive side of the ball, ran the Tampa 2, is known for it, is kind of, some people regarded decades ago as some innovator. Well, I find it impossible to believe that he just stands there and lets everybody else scheme the defense, that he doesn't at least have veto power, if not a lot more, and makes a lot of the calls.
I don't know. I don't know that he does make all the calls, some of the calls, or a lot of the calls, because the game's moving so fast, and those calls need made like boom, 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 rapid fire.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, because I don't have enough knowledge about it. So I really can't weigh in.
I just think it's okay. If you have a head coach, a young whippersnapper head coach that is this offensive innovator, he always gets questioned whenever your team isn't scoring points or moving the football. Always. Every time there's a head coach that's an offensive head coach, he gets questioned along with the coordinator.
Yeah, we hated every coordinator we've had.
Right. But the head coach was never an offensive guy. So it always came down on the coordinator. But in cities where the head coach is an offensive guy, the head coach gets questioned when the team doesn't score points very heavily. The inverse of that should happen here. If the head coach is a defensive guy, he should get heavily questioned about the schematics of the defense. That's just the way I feel about it because there's no scapegoat. You're the defensive mastermind.
I would like to know, I would like to understand what the problem is.
The problem is they absolutely overdrafted Joey Porter. That's number one. The other problem is that I will say this. It feels like teams have not wasted any time in getting right at what they see as weak links and just attacking the hell out of them. There's not a lot of kind of walking into the shallow water to get to the deep end when you play the Pittsburgh Steelers. From like play one, they absolutely just pick on people that they feel as if they have superior matchups. There's not a lot of waiting around.
And that's good coaching.
100% so.
Yeah, that's good coaching. That's what I'm looking for from us. To attack what we see, not to be playing defense, no pun intended. We need a very aggressive defense. It's playing to win, not playing prevent. And I think we start doing that right away.
This tight end's going to kill the Steelers, this Kraft from the Packers. Kill him. Yeah, absolutely. I think he's their leading receiver. Love rolls the pocket. It's just, I think he's going to kill him.
I like Love. I was going to say I love Love, but
that's a bit redundant. But yeah, and then Jacobs is a good running back and the kind of running back you need with a guy like Love. But
I wanted him 3 years ago.
I know you did.
Yeah, I like him a lot too. This Green Bay team scares me. I like the nostalgia. I like the Aaron Rodgers component. But this Green Bay team scares me because
Green Bay's going to win 27 to 17.
Yeah, I'm not betting against the Steelers.
I'm just looking at logic.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Too much passion in my body for the Pittsburgh Steelers and for Mike Tomlin. Too much. I mean, I can sit here and give you my opinion as a fan, but it's just an opinion.
Well, I'll say this, like last thing for you. The part that troubles me, every game it seems like, whether it's a running back out of the backfield, a tight end across the middle, or a receiver that comes across the middle, there's a still shot of a catch against the Pittsburgh Steelers, Richard, where they take a photo of it and it's on Twitter or social media or somewhere, where there's not anybody else in the frame. Like he's got 8 yards this way, 10 yards this way, 8 yards. Honestly, and it's not an exaggeration, there's not anyone else in the frame.
I know.
And when it was the heyday of the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm not talking about the 70s, I'm talking just a couple of years ago and even a decade ago, there were 9 people tackling the guy.
Yep.
It
was when Ryan Shazier was here.
Yes.
We had Ryan Shazier, and I would say, finally, we have a guy. He's built for speed. He's built for power. And it was 5-6 guys to the ball every play. And, we lost him. And that seemed to be really where we declined. Was that maybe when Dick LeBeau left also?
Yeah, it's just that's what blows me away is how much on our heels we're playing defensively.
I think Patrick Queen is of the mold of old.
He is, but it's hit or miss. He's either great or he's invisible in a game. And he needs to be, and it's crazy to say about somebody as old as he is kind of, but he has to be much more consistent.
I think that goes back to the calls on defense. Now, doesn't he wear the green dot?
Yeah, when he's out there sometimes. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so he's calling the defense, right? But I don't know. He's like that Ray Lewis type player, and I love that.
Oh, I like him too. I mean, he wants contact. He wants to make you quit. And he's kind of one of those people that I think if you'd ask him and he'd give an honest answer, he wants to kind of knock you out of the football game.
100%. And so would I if I were playing.
Right.
That's the mentality. You have to have that mentality.
Yes.
If you don't, you'll be playing not to be hurt.
But it's become where the secondary has been so bad that I think the front seven is afraid to take chances.
And that may be. Yeah, may be. But I just don't understand how we carry over the same problem. I mean, give the ball to the running back and open up the middle. Man, gone. I don't understand it. Anyway,
27-17 Green Bay wins. What do you got?
oh,
You can't bet against the Steelers, so you just pick them by 1 point.
Steelers by 3.
Boswell. Oh, how's the field going to be?
Wait, they replaced it, right?
Yeah, they've replaced it 1,000 times. It still looks like Antietam.
Spell that. Okay. It doesn't matter. Steelers by 3.
All right, Boswell at the very end. I'll talk to you after I'd be surprised, and I'd be happily surprised if the Steelers win. I'll talk to you next week, maybe.